Well, how about this from Libs of TikTok? A homeless shelter was set up next to an elementary school in Beaverton, Oregon. So let's just read that again. A homeless shelter was set up next to an elementary school in Beaverton, Oregon. Students are subjected to constant disturbances from the shelter, including overdoses, drugs, and assaults. Mom slammed the city in a letter after a homeless man lit himself on fire in front of I'm guessing in front of the school windows this week. Again, these are all things that nobody should have to be told. Like, that's a bad idea. Homeless shelters next to elementary schools is just a bad idea, because of like drugs and assaults and stuff. And generally, they're not the kind of people that should be trusted anywhere near children. Because, yeah, apparently they do things like light themselves on fire in front of the children. I guess maybe it teaches them to not be like that. Let's see. Let's take a look at the letter. Good evening. The day started with me picking up 2 used tinfoils with drug remnants from our property and disposing of them. One of our preschool door and one by our kindergarten door. Our youngest students. Jesus Christ. Fire everybody. Just fire them and just shut the school down until they can behave responsibly. Betsy 2828 says, I knew my teacher surfed. Okay, well, that's fine. Of the 20 I had, only one loved telling surf stories. Well, you know what? I knew one of my teachers played guitar. Well, he's actually the guitar teacher, so I guess I would have known that. But I didn't know anything else about him. Surfing is fine, right? Surfing's fine. That's wholesome, That's different than the 50 genders. Let's see. So tinfoils with drug remnants. Now, like, if there's just even a grain of fentanyl in that, right? Just it's over, right? Like, come on. Then, as most of you know, today a homeless individual from the shelter on 5th and Hall Boulevard set himself on fire in the park next to our school at 1:00 in the afternoon. At the city library in front of all our elementary school windows and 2 middle school windows for children to see. This is not acceptable. It will no longer be tolerated. Yeah, I think that the whole drugs everywhere and people lighting themselves on fire, that's when you put your foot down, right? Well, it wasn't too bad up until that man lit himself on fire and we found the drug tins everywhere, tinfoils. Again, nobody should, it should never get to this point. Who's making the decisions that allow this to happen? Is it just people without children? Is it childless people that are allowing this to happen? They have no stake in anything, so it doesn't really matter. It's not their kids. It just simply doesn't matter to them. It's just virtue signaling is the most important thing. And so, whatever, I'm sure it'll be okay. I'm sure not too many homeless people will light themselves on fire in front of the students. One a week at most. You read this stuff and it's hard to believe. It all just feels like an alternate universe.